Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Charottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtapraishu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on SrimadBhagawatam, 4th Canto, 7th chapter, further inquiries by Vigraha, text number 19 onwards. Yat sevaya bhagavata kutastasya madhudvishaha ratiraso bhavitivra padyor vyasanardanaha. By serving the feet of the spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of the personality of Godhead, who is the unchangeable enemy of the Madhu demon, and whose service vanquishes one's material distresses. The association of a bona fide spiritual master like the sage Maitreya can be of absolute help in achieving transcendental attachment for the direct service of the Lord. The Lord is the enemy of the Madhu demon, or in other words, he is the enemy of the suffering of his pure devotees. So he is the enemy of the suffering of his pure devotees. That is the Supreme Lord. He's like in the shloka it says, unchangeable enemy of Madhu demon. So this Madhu demon can be compared to the sufferings of the pure devotee, and Krishna is always enemy of that. He wants to give ecstasy to his pure devotees, not sufferings. The word rati rasa is significant in this verse. Service to the Lord is rendered in different transcendental mellows, relationships, neutral, active, friendly, parental, and nuptial. A living entity in the liberated position of transcendental service to the Lord becomes attracted to one of the above-mentioned mellows. And when one is engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord, one's service attachment in the material world is automatically vanquished. And when one's service attachment in the material world vanquishes, there cannot be any distress that bothers a pure devotee. So the distresses, they go away. Because he is completely attached, completely absorbed in the service of the Lord, in bhakti of the Lord. Durapahi alpatapasa seva vaikuntha vartmasu yatropagiyate nityam devo janardanaha. Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities. The path of liberation, as recommended by all authorities, is to serve the Mahatma Transcendentalist. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the Mahatmas are the pure devotees who are on the path to Vaikuntha, the kingdom of God, and who always chant and hear the glories of the Lord rather than talk of dry, profitless philosophy. This system of association has been recommended since time immemorial. But in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it is especially recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if one has no assets of favorable austerity, if he nevertheless takes shelter of the Mahatmas, who are engaged in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, he is sure to make progress on the path back to Godhead. So this is a sure shot path, is to take shelter of the lotus feet of devotees of the Lord. So then definitely the path to the spiritual world, it opens up. In this regard, there is a nice incident that Tamal Krish Maharaj once narrated. He was serving Srila Prabhupada in Bombay, and like maybe in 72, 73, something like that. And Tamal Krish Maharaj used to serve Prabhupada as his personal servant, as a secretary. And somehow he had developed some kind of disease or some ailment. And he had to go for a surgery in Bombay. So without telling Prabhupada, one day Tamal Krish Maharaj went to the hospital to get his surgery done. And as soon as Prabhupada found out, he ran after Tamal Krishna. He just took another car and went. It was a few hours later. But by the time Prabhupada reached the hospital, surgery was already performed. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was in the ICU room. Prabhupada went to see him. And Prabhupada told him that you didn't need the surgery. I could have cured you without the surgery. That is Prabhupada. How much he loved his disciples. So Tamal Krish Maharaj said, Prabhupada, when I went through surgery and when they gave me anesthesia, I had a dream. When, first of all, how many of us remember any? I'm pretty sure we have been through some kind of medical procedure where we had to take anesthesia. I don't remember anything that when after anesthesia I could have any dream. But Maharaj said, Prabhupada, I had a dream. And in that dream, you took me and maybe a few other devotees, and we were going to the spiritual world. And no, I'm sorry. But he said, Prabhupada, you went to the spiritual world, but then you had to meet all the previous acharyas like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. They're all sitting down. And you were kind of giving the report, preaching report to them. And they were asking, how's the preaching going? And Prabhupada, and he said, Prabhupada, you were saying that I have these disciples, foreign disciples. They don't know anything. They don't follow the rules, regulations properly. They don't have proper etiquettes. Of course, that is Prabhupada's statement, and Tamal Krish Maharaj saw that in the dream, and he's narrating that. I'm not saying that they don't follow the rules and etiquettes or whatever. And Tamal Krish Maharaj, and Prabhupada was standing there, and he was nodding his head and smiling a little. And my disciple, they don't know Sanskrit properly. They don't chant the shlokas properly. They don't even know the philosophy properly. And Prabhupada was nodding, yes. And Tamal Krish Maharaj said to Prabhupada, then you told your guru and the previous acharyas, they have that my disciples have all these shortcomings, but they have only one good quality. And that good quality is whatever I tell them, they just do it. Whatever service I give them, they just do it. And because of this quality, I'll take them back home, back to God, back to the spiritual world. And then Tamal Krish Maharaj said, everybody, they just nodded their head, yes, that is the best quality. And then he said, my dream went away. So this is the way to make progress. Like Prabhupada is writing, even if one has no assets of favorable austerity, if we nevertheless take shelter of Mahatmas is what? Following the instructions. Who are engaged in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, he is sure to make progress on the path back home, back to Godhead. So that is a short way of making progress. Text 21. Srishtva mahadadini savikarani anukrimat tebhya virajam udhritya tamnu pravishad vibhu. After creating the total material energy, the Mahatattva, and thereby manifesting the gigantic universal form with sense and sense organs, the Supreme Lord entered within it. Now, going back to the universal form, so there was a little detour. And now going back, fully satisfied by the answers of sage Maitreya, Vidura wanted to understand the remaining portions of the creative function of the Lord. And he took the clue from the previous topics. Yamahoradyam purusham sahasranga yurubahukam yatra vishvai meloka savikasham the asate. The Purusha incarnation lying on the causal ocean is called the original Purusha in the material creations. And in his Virat form, in whom all the planets and their inhabitants live, he has many thousands of legs and hands. The first Purusha is Karana Daksha Vishnu, the second is Garbha Daksha Vishnu, and the third Purusha is Kshira Daksha Vishnu, in whom is contemplated the Virat Purusha, the gigantic form in which all the planets with their different developments and inhabitants are floating. So that is the three Purusha incarnations, and they have thousands of legs and hands. And so again, the whole universal creation will be described. Yasmin dashvidaha prana saindriyandriya strivrita tveerito yato varnas tad vibhutir vadasvanaha. O great Brahman, you have told me that the gigantic Virat form and his senses, sense objects, and 10 kinds of life air exist with 3 kinds of life vigor. Now, if you will kindly explain to me the different powers of the specific divisions. Text 24. Yatra putrascha pautrascha naptribhi sahagotrajah praja vichitra kritya yasan yabhiridam tatam. O my Lord, I think that the process manifest in the forms of sons, grandsons, and family members has spread all over the universe in different varieties and species. Prajapatinam sapatischa klepekan prajapatin sarganschav anusargansha manun manvantaradipan. O learned Brahman, please describe how the leader of all the demigods, namely Prajapati, Brahma, decided to establish the various Manus, the heads of the ages. Please describe the Manus also, and please describe the descendants of those Manus. So Vidurji wants to know in real detail. Of course, the way he's asking the questions, he knows. Otherwise, how would anybody know? There are different Manus and the descendants of the Manus and the different demigods, Prajapatis, Brahmans. He knows, but he still wants to know more. The human race or Manushya Sar descends from the Manus, sons and grandsons of the Prajapati, Brahma. The descendants of Manu reside in all the different planets and rule all the universe. So this Manushya, we are not the only one on earth. Only on earth there is some life. That's not true. The Manu, 400,000 species of human beings. They're all over the universe and on all the different planets. Upar yadhascha ye loka bhumir mitratma sanjasate tesham sanstam pramanam cha bhur lokasya cha varnaya. O son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as underneath it, and also please mention the measurement as well as that of the earthly planets. So there is a particular measurement of every planet, and Maitreya Muni will describe in detail. Yasmin Vigyate Sarvam Evam Vigyatam Bhavati. This Vedic hymn clearly declares emphatically that the devotee of the Lord knows everything material and spiritual in relationship with the Lord. Devotees are not simply emotional, as is ill conceived by certain less intelligent men. Their direction is practical. They know everything that is and all the details of the Lord's domination over the different creations. So they know everything as much as Krishna wants them to know. And that depends upon their surrender unto Krishna. Tiryang Manush Devanam Sarisrip Patatrinam Vadanah Sarga Samvyuham Garbhas Ved Dujodbhidam. Also, please describe the living beings under different classifications: subhumans, humans, those born of the embryo, those born of perspiration, those who are twice born, birds, and the plants and vegetables. Kindly describe their generations and subdivisions also. Text 28. Gunavatarasya Vishwasya Sargastiti Apyashayam Srijata Srinivasasya Vyachakshvodhar Vikramam. Please also describe the incarnations of the material modes of nature, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. And please describe the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his magnanimous activities. Although Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, the three incarnations of the material modes of nature, are the principal deities for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the cosmic manifestation, they are not the final authority. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is the ultimate goal, the cause of all causes. He is the ashraya, or the final rest of everything. And Vidurji wants to know everything. And he wants to know different incarnations of the Supreme God and his magnanimous activities. Varnashram vibhaganscha rupashila svabhavataha rishinam janma karmani vedasya cha vikarshanam. O great sage, kindly describe the divisions and orders of human society in terms of symptoms, behavior, and the characteristics of mental equilibrium and sense control. Also, please describe the births of the great sages and the categorical divisions of the Vedas. This is all part of SrimadBhagawatam, and look at all the wonderful questions Vidurji is asking. The four statuses and orders of human society, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Shudras, as well as Brahmacharis, Grihasthas, Vanprasthas, and Sannyasis, are all divisions of quality, education, culture, and spiritual advancement, attained by practicing control of the mind and the senses. All these divisions are based on the particular nature of each individual person, not on the principle of birth. Birth is not mentioned in this verse because birth is immaterial. Vidura is famous in history as born of a Shudrani mother, yet he is more than a Brahman by qualification, because he is seen here to be the disciple of a great sage, Maitreya Muni. So Vidurji had, as we can see, is born of a Shudrani mother, but father is Vedvyas. So father is Brahman and mother is Shudrani. And by qualification is more than a Brahman. Unless one achieves at least the Brahminical qualifications, one cannot understand the Vedic hymns. Mahabharata is also a division of the Vedas, but it is meant for women, Shudras, and Dvijbandhus, the worthless children of the higher section. The less intelligent section of society can avail themselves of the Vedic instructions simply by studying the Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is a division of the Vedas, and sometimes it's called Pancham Veda, but it's written in such a way that it attracts women, Shudras, and Dvijbandhu. Actually, we all like Mahabharata because of the stories and because of the politics and intricacy and So many things. So we can understand what our qualification is. Text 30. Yagyasya cha vitanani yogasya cha patha prabho nashkarmyasya cha sankhyasya tantram va bhagvat smritam. Please also describe the expansions of different sacrifices and the paths of mystic powers, analytical study of knowledge and devotional service, all with their respective regulations. The word tantram is significant here. Sometimes tantram is misunderstood to be black spiritual science of materialistic persons engaged in sense gratification. But here, Tantra means the science of devotional service compiled by Sri Narad Muni. So that is, one is called Narad Bhakti Sutra, and that is what Prabhupada is referring to. One can take advantage of such regulative explanations of the path of devotional service and make progressive advancement in the devotional service of the Lord. Sankhya philosophy is the basic principle of acquiring knowledge, as will be explained by the sage Maitreya. The Sankhya philosophy, enunciated by Kapil Deva, the son of Devahuti, is a real source of knowledge about the supreme truth. Knowledge not based on the Sankhya philosophy is mental speculation and can yield no tangible profit. Thus, this Sankhya philosophy, it will be explained in great detail in this third canto itself by Kapil Dev, Lord Kapil Dev, to Mother Devahuti. And the Sankhya Yoga is the analytical study of the whole universe, of the whole creation. Text 31. Pashanda path vaishamyam pratiloma niveshanam jivasya gatyo yascha yavatir guna karmaja. Please also describe the imperfections and contradictions of the faithless atheist, the situation of crossbreeding and the movements of the living entities in various species of life according to the particular modes of nature and work. The combinations of living entities in different modes of material nature is called crossbreeding. The faithless atheists do not believe in the existence of God, and thus their paths of philosophy are contradictory. Atheistic philosophies never agree with one another. Different species of life are evidence of different varieties of mixtures of the modes of material nature. So Vidurji wants to know all about it. So many questions he's asking, and from all over the universe, basically. So some few more questions he's going to ask. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the class. Very nice class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in text 27, why is it mentioned twice born as birds? Because I recall, in fact, I'm not sure whether I'm correct or wrong. In previous kind of classes, Duija Bandhu and twice borns are kind of the way it has been told as people who have been initiated. So kindly, if you can explain, Prabhuji, why twice born as birds as well.
So here, actually, there are 4 kinds of living entities. Any living entity. One are born of the embryo, second born of perspiration, third born from the eggs, and fourth are born from seeds. I don't remember what a fourth born. So those born from embryo are human beings, or anybody who's born from the embryo, like animals also. And perspiration are like, of course, they don't born of perspiration, but they seems to be come out of perspiration, like some insects. But the birds are twice born because the birds, they first are born inside the egg, and then when the egg breaks, then they come out of the egg. So they take twice birth, like from the mother into the egg and from the egg out. And as you're right, those who get initiated, they also call twice born, because we take birth from our mother's womb, and then when we take initiation, we accept Vedas as our mother. So those are two different things. And that is why it is said that especially the Brahmins, they are considered twice born. Although anybody who takes initiation is twice born, but actually Bhakti Siddhant Maharaj, he changed the rule. Otherwise, the Brahman Diksha used to happen at the time of initiation, first initiation. So that's why it's also said that anybody who has taken the Diksha, but he's not following the instructions properly, he is considered as, he's Dvija, he's twice born, but he's considered as like this birds who have no knowledge. They're also called twice born. Is that okay?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very strong, I would say, very, very kind of strong questions asked by Vidurji. So I think
Oh yeah.
we'll have to reach to a certain level to even understand the questions. For what about the explanations that will come later on, Prabhuji?
Yeah, and just think, I mean, Vidurji, Maitreya Muni will remember all his questions and he'll answer all of them. Amazing.
That's strange. Yeah, I think because of this age of contamination, we don't even remember what you taught us 3 days back. But here, in
We
fact, yes,
can't
you're
even
absolutely
remember all the questions that Vidurji is asking.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Forget about the answers. And the answers are also not like in one shloka, he'll answer one question. It will be go on for a long time. And then he'll come back to the other question and the other question.
And thank you so much, Prabhuji. You explain it with certain examples, and also it becomes all the more easy for us to understand. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
I try. Thank you all. So you all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.